Hey everybody, I would like to introduce you to my friend. My friend is a judge. His name is Judge Reese. Judge Reese is a candy bar judge. How are you doing, Reese? I'm doing okay. Judge Reese is a candy bar judge because he has been out in the sun so long that his brains have melted. His eyes are crossed. You can see he's been out in the sun just so long that his brains has melted and his eyes are crossed. His good senses have gone. Yes, he used to be a very wise man, I'm told. He obtained a law degree and then a judgeship. He was voted into office actually by the people in Montgomery County, Alabama. You may have heard of Montgomery County, Alabama. Would you tell the people where Montgomery County, Alabama is, Judge Reese? I can't quite recall. Well, you see, Montgomery, Alabama is actually the capital of Alabama. And Judge Reese sits on the bench in the probate court in Montgomery, Alabama. And he's the one that collects the money for your license plates. Well, did you know that Judge Reese also is playing God? Yes, he is playing God with people's lives. Because when a person loses their ability, becomes ill, perhaps gets Alzheimer's disease or dementia, and a neurologist may declare that they are not completely mentally competent, Judge Reese is the one that gets to decide what happens to these people. It doesn't matter what abilities of reason or sanity or logic people's adult children may have. Judge Reese is the one that gets to sit on the bench and play gods with people's lives. And that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because if you can collect taxes for automobile tax, why sure, you have the skills and ability and the wisdom, one would think, to play God with people's lives and assign for them a guardian and a conservator. And that's exactly what Judge Reese does. He sits on the Montgomery Probate Court in Montgomery, Alabama, and he plays God with people's lives. It doesn't matter the fact that he's a candy bar judge and that he's been out in the sun so long that his good senses have melted. No, that doesn't matter at all. He gets to play God with everyone's life. Isn't it wonderful that we have such an esteemed judge that sits on the court in Montgomery County Probate Court and can play God with people's lives this way? That's just wonderful that you have this ability to play God with people's lives. I know, I love it. It makes me so happy I get to play God with people's lives. It's just so great. As you can see, Judge Reese, he's lost a little bit of his sensibilities too. He thinks that just because he's been voted to be the probate judge in Montgomery County, that this makes him a wise person, and he is qualified to play God with people's lives. Judge Reese, by the way, is the one who he was the judge at my mother's hearing with respect to her guardian, who would be her guardian and conservator. And my dear mother had nominated me to be her guardian and conservator. But Judge Reese, in all his infinite wisdom, said that I was not qualified to do this. Judge Reese, why did you not think I was qualified to be my mother's own guardian and conservator? Oh, is that so? Well, as you see, Judge Reese is, of course, a lawyer, and he talks in gibberish all the time, as do most lawyers. Why are you talking gibberish all the time, Judge Reese? Well, that sounds quite reasonable, Judge Reese. Now, I don't understand though. Why did you not think that I had the reason and the ability to be my mother's own guardian and conservator when she had nominated me for that position? Well, I see. I don't know if I quite understand exactly what you mean, Judge Reese, but and for I think a lot of people, if they could figure out exactly what it is they meant, they might have some questions about this. I mean, after all, that doesn't really make good sense. I have a hard time myself understanding why so many people, how you ever got the majority to vote and got elected to such a position. Can you explain that? And you think that I'm in contempt of court? Is that true? You think I'm in contempt of court because I have a difference of opinion? Is that what you're saying? Now, don't get violent. I just have a different opinion. I don't think that it was very reasonable for you to say that I did not have the sensibilities or could make decisions with regard to my own mother. After all, I love my mother, and she wanted me to be her guardian conservator, not some strangers. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't understand why you would make such a decision. Well, as you can see, Judge Reese, he has indeed been out in the sun too long. He's lost his good sensibilities himself. Therefore, I don't think this man, this Judge Reese, in all due respect, I don't think he should be sitting as a judge on the courts in Montgomery County Probate Court. I think the people need to have him resign. It just doesn't make sense to have such a person playing God, talking gibberish, sitting on the courts in Montgomery County, Alabama. I mean, this man, he essentially took my mother, made her a ward of the state. He said she didn't even need to be in court when this was done. This is just it seems like a totally unjust ruling that this person made. Therefore, I think I'm within my right to question his sensibilities. And after reading some of his gibberish rulings that he's made, I think the judge, he has indeed been out in the sun too long, and that this is hurtful and harmful to the elderly people. His rulings essentially are exploiting the elderly. This has resulted in the exploitation of my mother. It's essentially destroyed her family. And to have someone sitting on the bench in Montgomery County Probate Court playing God with people's lives, I just question that. I have really